Hello YouTube, it is your host Axel Rose, the Shogun with the slogan, and you are now watching MVP Magazine. Yeah. Now today I just want to do a quick video to kind of talk about Capcom and everything. Wow, I didn't know I had that many league points. I haven't played this game in a while. Wow, that's cool, that's what's up. But anyway, I want to talk about Capcom. You know, Marvel vs. Capcom has just come out. It's 2 weeks old now, and let's call it what it is. It came in under the top 10 in where I live in the UK. So that probably means it probably sold about, let's say, 20,000 copies or something like that. 10 to 20,000 copies. Maybe 20,000. Let's be generous. And in Japan, the whole nation of Japan, the game only moved 8,000 copies in its first week. Now that is not good. That is terrible for a Marvel vs. Capcom game, especially since the fighting scene is so big right now. You know, fighting games, they may still be a niche genre, but because video games have grown so big and the Street Fighter franchise is so recognized, casual gamers do pick this up just because they recognize the characters now. What you got to remember is that the kids of the 90s who were playing these games and who were around when these games were like really huge and first starting, we're all young adults now, you know, and we're going to be the adults of the future. So all the adults of the future are going to know about Street Fighter and what it is. So basically what I'm saying is that the casual audience is there to pick up a game like Street Fighter or Marvel vs. Capcom, especially with the Marvel Cinematic Universe being as big as it is right now. So what I have to say is, what is going on? Like, what is going on where Capcom can't efficiently capitalize on what they're doing? You know, it's really terrible. Like, let's call it what it is. Now, we're still waiting for the sales to come out from the US, where I reckon this game probably did do the best. I reckon this game did do the best out in the US. I could imagine this game getting relatively high sales numbers. Like, let's say anything from in between 200k to maybe 100 to 400k, maybe even 600k. But I can tell Marvel didn't sell that well because honestly, when I go online to look for matches and stuff, the online playing that game, and oof, I don't know. I don't know, that pretty much says that, especially when this is such a new game. Like, you know, you'd expect to see people online filling up lobbies and, you know, just basically playing the game. So that's interesting. At least we're starting to see people put their money where their mouth is and not supporting these games. Now, to tell the truth, I really shouldn't have supported Marvel vs. Capcom. And like I've made to myself, I've actually made a pact not to just support their stuff no more, because I'm not feeling it. I'm just not feeling what they're doing and how they're doing it. They're arguably one of my favorite companies that make video games and stuff like that, but they have to do things properly. Like, they have so many franchises that gamers want to see from them, whether it be Rival Schools, Breath of Fire, another Son game. Shout out to all my people if you know what Son is. If you know, it's like, okay, they brought out a new Strider game at the beginning of this generation. That did relatively well. Why not build on it and do a Devil May Cry style game, but just with Strider? You know, people would buy that instantly, especially since you're putting in those characters into Marvel vs. Capcom. And You know, so basically it's not like these characters are out of our memories, because we still love these characters. Like, it doesn't make sense why the Capcom side of the roster is so dry when it comes to Marvel vs. Capcom as well. I mean, there's no Rival Schools characters, no Star Gladiators characters. Like, that is a sin. That, like, Gene from God's Hand was like the most highest rated Capcom character for the next Marvel vs. Capcom game when they did the character poll, and still he is nowhere to be seen. It just doesn't make sense why they do things like this. Like, if they're saving him for DLC, I could almost understand, because they know that they'll get a load of money from people buying it. Because if they announce Gene from God Hand as DLC, I'm buying that. Like, immediately, I'm downloading that immediately. But still, to tell the truth, he should have been one of the initial characters on the disc already to get you to want to buy the game in the first place, you know? Like, it doesn't matter if if you get Gene for free, because there's another 50 Capcom characters that you want to see, you know? There's like, okay, they could give you Gene for free, but it doesn't mean Kyosuke from Rival Schools is going to be free, or Hio from Rival Schools is going to be free, you know? Because, you know, they got to give you Batsu for free. Batsu's got to be in there. It wouldn't make sense if you got to pay for Batsu. If you got to pay for Batsu, I'll be like, come on, Capcom, for real? For real? Now, by the way, I would be playing this online, but there was just an update. Like, I didn't even know. I signed on to play this for the first time in ages, and well, lo and behold, there's an update. You go, great. See, and this is the same kind of thing I'm talking about. Just random updates to the game. Not to specifically make it function better, but to make more money. Because basically they've just added a new DLC stage to the game. So my playing experience has been interrupted because you guys want to make money. Great. I know that's the objective of a company, but geez, guys, you guys really take it too far. Like, Capcom used to be a pinnacle of content creators, even if it was doing things like putting in extra characters which functioned slightly the same as characters that were already in a game but remixed, just to give you extra character slots to do more in a game. That was Capcom's thing back in the 90s. Look at Resident Evil. Like, it's amazing how they've sullied all of their franchises but Monster Hunter. But then again, you know what? Give them time, they'll probably mess that up too, because even though I'm a huge fan of Monster Hunter, I'm not too much of a fan of where this new one is going, I'm not going to lie. Like, there's certain things that you can do in a game which have made it too easy. Like, before you had to properly, like, think about, like, there's specific areas you go to hunt monsters in a game. And because the areas are different, they each have different attributes. So if you go to the desert, you'll have to bring things like cool drinks with you, or else you'll lose health rapidly over time due to the immense heat. So if you know you're going on a mission in a desert, you bring cool drinks. Now, that stuff doesn't exactly apply to you in this game. There'll still be hot areas, but you'll be able to find more stuff like cool drinks, or you'll be able to order that stuff in from back in the world's map or whatever. And that kind of takes out the element of planning the hunt. Like, it was really cool playing the game multiplayer and being with my squad. Like, okay guys, where are we going? To the caves? Oh my gosh, okay. So the caves is an area which is notoriously cold. So you gotta bring hot drinks there. So before we run out on our mission, we'd be like, yo, make sure you don't forget your hot drinks and all that stuff. And now they've kind of simplified that. Now I know they want the series to do well, so I'll give them that. I'll allow them to try new things. I'm not, like, if everything else there is good, hey, I don't mind. I'm just happy to be getting a next gen version of Monster Hunter, which is awesome. But to be honest, like that is the only franchise which they haven't sullied completely. Like Resident Evil used to be like the epitome of survival horror games. It actually was the game that pretty much coined the phrase. And here's the thing, there were franchises like Alone in the Dark and Sweet Home, which Capcom themselves created before, which did have that horror kind of aesthetic and feel and vibe. But when they made the first Resident Evil, they really hit on something special. Now, I don't know why they stopped doing what made the series special and stuff like that, because I reckon they could still take everything which made the first Resident Evil special, like the offbeat camera angles and whatnot, and bring that into 3D. And you know what? Even though Resident Evil 5 and 6 were kind of a bust, even though I haven't fully played Resident Evil 7, I do like what they've done to it, and it does feel like it's a return to form. So I'm not going to be a hater. I will admit if they do something right, because I'm not going to lie, they're probably my favorite developer. Definitely in my top 3 and stuff like that. I really do like them, but I can't deny their shoddy business practices and just times when they just drop the ball. But Marvel vs. Capcom, the sales, the current sales are definitely an indicator of people just being fed up. Now I hope this doesn't impact the franchise as a whole, because I want this game to be bad because it deserves to. They did not try at all, like, and in a lot of ways, it doesn't look as good as Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I mean, that game has a bigger roster, and that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that the last Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, which you guys had the audacity to release earlier in the year, do you know what I'm saying? It's like they just don't care. Like, that game has almost the same roster as what they just released, and they have the audacity to charge. I'm not gonna lie, the game was cheap in this country for some reason. I don't know why. It was like $29.99, $28.99. So I don't know. But I'm really happy to see that gamers like took a stand as a collective against it and just said, no, we're not gonna go for this Capcom, because Capcom are going to keep doing this if they can get away with it. So I just want to see how they damage control the sales and how they react to everything now, because they gotta do something, and they better not punish the people who have bought the game already, because that's what they're doing with Street Fighter 5. They haven't done anything to kind of ease the blow for the people who bought this game, in my opinion. And I'm not just being okay, so you can grab that. So yeah, now they like Street Fighter 5, don't get me wrong, gameplay wise this game is top notch. And as far as video games and stuff is concerned, to tell the truth, that's one of the only things that matter. But that being said, the game was not finished, and it still doesn't feel like a finished product now, to tell the truth, in a lot of ways. Like right now, online mode is off until the update downloads, and there's almost nothing to do but training mode and survival. I am not playing through that story mode again. Well, not at the moment, I just don't feel like it at the moment. It's not like completely trash, but yeah, it's just not fun at the same time either. So, I don't know. Capcom, Street Fighter 5, yeah, so instead of doing things like releasing free content and free costumes and stuff, Capcom are just blatantly farming whatever money they can get from the user base with costumes and stuff. And I don't think they've earned that right to do that. Like, stuff like DLC costumes and whatnot, those are more goodwill gestures when we buy them, because they're not necessary. Actually, let me check out my boy Alex. Let me see how he's doing. But yeah, they're not necessary. So you cannot build your business practices on regaining the loss of income and revenue from Street Fighter of just building DLC, you know? We're gonna just build DLC to get our money back, because that's what most of these companies do. And good God, look at this character here. I mean, if you're trying to make Street Fighter 5 a game that people want to play, characters like Abigail just don't do anything to help. Well, what do I know? Alex,
this will be perfect for a warm-up.
But to tell the truth, I'm surprised to see our Marvel vs. Capcom 3 did so badly. I didn't think it was going to do well because of the PR against it, but I didn't think it was going to do this bad. Like, it's actually really funny to see. It's just actually funny to see Capcom get what they deserve. Hold on. Yeah, that's what. There we go. Ooh. And it's a shame, because at its core, Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is a really good game. I mean, sorry. See, that's what I'm saying, I called it Marvel vs. Capcom 3. At its core, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is like a good game as far as... Shout outs to everybody in the chat now. Sorry I can't see your questions and stuff like that. Hold on, let me see if I can just check them quickly. Hold on. Yes, VidKid. Yo, shout outs to VidKid. I would agree that Capcom do not know what they're doing anymore. Blatantly. And it's a shame, because they're one of the best companies doing it, and they have the best franchises out there, to tell the truth. I would... Oh man, if Capcom did things properly, I reckon they'd have as much money as EA or Activision, because they have stuff that appeals to every market. They've got franchises which are popular in every market, and that is something they need to start capitalizing on. They're not just the fighting game makers. They make RPGs. They make adventure games. They make action RPGs. They even make first-person shooters. They even make racing games. I don't know if you've heard of Auto Modelista, but oh my gosh, I wish I could go back in time to when I bought that game. Oh my gosh, that game was awesome. It was a cel-shaded racing game. Like, Capcom used to be, oh man, it's a shame, man. It's a real big shame. I think of where's Beautiful Joe? Like, this year we've seen a resurgence of Japanese games and platform games, and Beautiful Joe is just nowhere to be seen. It's really a shame. Oof, those combos. Oof. Okay, so that is doable. Okay, let's see if we can rock some mode. No arcade mode in this. Still, now here's the thing. This is why that is absolutely ridiculous, yeah. How can there be no arcade mode when they've still got Akuma in the game? They've got Akuma in the game now, so he can be used as a boss character, and they've already got the AI game in the game. how quickly would it, how long would it take to just program that all into a arcade mode? Not that long. But, you know, it's only because they want to sell that to you as DLC. Like, at PSX, they're going to announce Super Street Fighter 5. Remember I told you that. They're going to announce it. It's going to be like a brand new game, watch.
Okay, let's rumble.
I'll kick your ass! All right, let's begin!
The question is, would you buy it?
Fight!
In my opinion, Capcom... Woo. Do they deserve another chance? Like, in my opinion, before they like do things like having, like, before we give them another chance, they got to have some rectification. They got to actually do something to show that they deserve it, because at the moment they don't give a F. Like, Marvel vs. Capcom 3 should never have happened after Street Fighter. I mean, sorry, Marvel vs. Capcom. See, that's what I'm saying. That's how bad it is. I can't even call it like a new game. Like, they did, like, things like them not even putting support for legacy controllers in the game as well. It's just terrible, man. Like, games like what's it called? Tekken have that straight away, so you could put in a PlayStation 3 code. Like, I've got a new TE stick basically, like one of the brand new ones and stuff like that. That Mad Catz just dropped, and it has a PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 mode. Now, to be able to talk to you guys, I'm gonna get a Bluetooth headset anyway, but to be able to talk to you guys, I have to put my stick into PlayStation 3 mode. So, I can use my PlayStation 4 controller for the headset. And every company manages to program a legacy mode in. But Capcom, nuh-uh. Like, they have it in this game, obviously, because I'm talking to you guys now. They have it in Tekken. They even have it in Street Fighter 4. But they don't have it in Marvel vs. Capcom. And that's a brand new game. That is how you know that game was rushed. That game should have been delayed until at least December. I want to say late November, December. If Marvel vs. Capcom 3 was delayed to December, I think it would have been a much better game. They could have put some newer characters in there. Like, it doesn't make sense that no one from Netflix is in the game already. How come no one from, how come Daredevil not be in the game? That just doesn't make sense. How can Daredevil not be in the game at launch? What, is he going to be DLC? One of the most popular characters. Like, this is probably the most popular Daredevil has been in the 20th century. And in the 21st century, sorry. And, like, they're not capitalizing by putting him in the game, because they probably want to sell it to you as DLC. It's kind of this bull that's like, no, like Daredevil, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, even Jessica Jones, the whole Defenders should have been in that game off rip. I don't care. I don't care. The new guy from Resident Evil 7, he should have been in the game. Do you know what I'm saying? They sold 6 million copies of that tish. He should have been in the game with his one-arm self. But it doesn't make sense. Like, Capcom, they're just on a shite. They are just on a shite, man. It's like, I can't be really. I can't really be like defending Capcom the way I used to anymore, man.
Looks like I won.
Because I used to let Capcom off the hook, man. Because the gameplay, of their games is still tight when it comes. Oh no, 666. The gameplay is still tight. You know, like even with this game, even though there's a lot of things that are wrong with it fundamentally, underneath all the crap, there is still like a good package somewhere. You just have to really find it. But stay back. Let's see if I can get there. Come on, bro. Yeah. 666, baby.
Looks like you could use more
But
training.
I shouldn't even say that. I take that back. Reboot that. Lord forgive me. But yeah, like Capcom, they're just on a crud, man. They're on a real crud. They used to be like in the 90s. They used to be the best company, like arguably one of the best companies, man. They were coming with stuff like Resident Evil, Street Fighter EX. And even though people want to try and hate on Street Fighter EX now because it's the fun thing to do, like that game was popping back in the day. Everybody used to play Street Fighter EX. Like everybody, that game was hot. Breath of Fire, as I said before, Ghouls and Ghosts, all of that stuff, man. They're just popping. I'm not gonna lie. And here's the thing, I'm forgetting stuff. I haven't even said anything about Devil May Cry. Oh my gosh. And even that series, they managed to mess it up by not listening to the fans. DMC would have been a lot better received if they just gave people what they wanted with the look of the character. Like Sony, who are a much bigger company, you know, they managed to when Infamous 2 was coming out and Cole looked a little bit too much like a white guy. And the fans were upset about that. Sony listened to the fans, man. Sony listened to the fans and they was like, yo, Sucker Punch, change that. Our fans are upset. And this is Sony. Like, if anyone has the right to forget, like, what you're saying, it's people like Sony and Microsoft. Even though I'm really happy with what Microsoft did with sticking to their guns on Halo 5 with Team Osiris, I really like what they did with Locke, and I hope he comes back, to tell the truth. I think he was a really good character. Not just for diversity reasons and stuff like that, but he was like just interesting. Like Master Chief, he's an okay character, and by character I mean like avatar from going about what you're doing. You know, because he's not really a character. Who he is, like, isn't really portrayed that well in the game. Like, you don't really see anything personal about him. Like, they've only started doing that recently, and that was because, to tell the truth, Bungie just wanted you to be able to, anybody to be able to feel like there was a Master Chief, even women, which is a good idea. It was a very good idea. That's what they said, but you know, 343. Oh, make you wear that whatever those Russian dolls are called, Russian doll. Made you wear that, son. But it is what it is. It's just really sad. It is what it is. It's just really sad. Like, hopefully Capcom will get back out of the slump, because it's interesting to see Sega trying to get back out of the slump. Like, they're doing things with Yakuza. They've actually got a good Sonic game on the way. I can't believe I'm actually contemplating getting a Sonic game. Like when Sonic Boom was announced and stuff, that was one of the only games on the Wii, and I was still like, hell no. Get grabbed. I am still not doing this, you know, so I don't know. Oof. See, that's nonsense. If that was Zangief, her butt would have got grabbed. Let me stomp that. Get kicked. Get kicked.
Looks like you could use more training.
That kick is so slow now in this version of the game. It's like, what? Why did you make the kick so slow, Cappy? Why did you make the kick so slow? But yeah, man. Like, hopefully this Chris Redfield DLC is good. I mean, like, stuff like that is cool. I'm not gonna lie, I respect that he's giving that away for free. I still haven't picked up the game yet. Not because I don't like it, but because like, I wanna try it in VR. And I haven't got the VR yet, so I think I might get that instead of the Xbox Scorpio. Because at least that's something new. Because with the Xbox Scorpio, I can just see me like just putting it aside and not using it, man. Like, real talk. It's like, it doesn't make sense to just buy that console just to play nothing in 4K. But that's another video. That's another video altogether, yo.
Looks like you could use more training.
Hold on, let me just check something. Let me just check how the download for the update is going. Maybe we can get some online matches popping. Oh, Khan Sonic. I don't think that's happening. Don't think that's happening. But yeah, man, that's all I got to say about Capcom, man, right now. It's just a shame because they were a beastly company, and now all they've got. Well, I'm not gonna lie, they still have the potential because there's definitely still there definitely still must be, shout out to everybody that's just entered the stream, but there definitely must be talented people still working there, because Resident Evil's good, and for them, like, and I'm talking about 7, 5 and 6, we know that was trash, but as far as talent and being able to make a good game, like, Resident Evil was really good because it managed to do what Resident Evil 4 did. Remember how Resident Evil kind of got stagnant? Well, it was about to get stagnant because it's not like people were saying, yeah, we don't want more Resident Evil. But Resident Evil 4 was just a dramatic change and it worked. That's kind of what they did with Resident Evil 7. Now, I don't hope they keep going with first person because, to be honest, first person style games aren't my bag. I always prefer to see my character. That's one of my things with Destiny. I just don't understand the point of creating an avatar to shoot things in first person. It's like, what? You're gonna go to get all this armor and all this loot, not to be able to see it yourself. Okay, that makes a load of sense. You know, that's just baffling. Like in Monster Hunter, when you get loot, it's more of a big thing because you literally wear the loot and you can see it. You know, you can see it. When you kill a monster, it's like, okay, let me make an armor or a weapon out of this guy. You can actually see powerbomb. You can actually see it when you wear it. You actually see yourself rolling around looking like a badass. Destiny don't have that, you know? But I'm not gonna lie, Destiny is still cool. I need to pick that up. You know, I was thinking of streaming it. You know? But I don't know. A lot of... Oops. Hold on, drop my controller. Yeah, a lot of people are saying bad things about it. Like, so far it feels like it's one for the fans and stuff. Like, I'd expect the sales to be down because it was released on PS3 and Xbox 360 as well as PS4 and Xbox One, so woof, nice. The actual player base itself has been cut in half. Hold that, girl. Oops. Run for the grab. Woo! Had to break into those hyper combos on a beer. Right there, you saw that. You saw that. Why don't they give you the option to fully refill your gauge, like when you need it? It's like, what? What, people? But Capcom, as I said, they do have the potential to come back because it's not like they don't have talented people working there. Still. Ole. Totally the wrong combo. Shouldn't have done that one. I forgot that one. I forgot. Ooh, Batman!
Looks like I won.
Like literally, he literally did the Batman over that. See the way I just Batmaned over that? See, when you watch my streams, you can actually learn some stuff. So that was called the Batman. It's when people be doing fireballs and you just hit it.
Ready.
To the Batman. Oh no! He saw that coming. He saw that coming. I mean, maybe they are planning to sell Marvel vs. Capcom onto the fighting game crowd, because I'm not gonna lie, those sales numbers are really bad. It's like 8,000 copies. Think about it. Is that like the whole hardcore fighting FGC in Japan or what? It's like Pokemon outsold that game. Now, what's it? Pokemon Fighters DX. So it's not the official Pokemon game, because we know those games like sell like bucket loads, but it was a Pokemon fireman. Oh yeah, Pokken. And I was like, ew.
Ready.
But then again, like gamers with a Switch are just hungry for games now. Just like anything that is third party, like will sell like right now on the Switch. Like third party, that's what I'm saying. Third parties who aren't on Switch right now, they're idiots, man. It's like if they do release Grand Theft Auto 5 on the Switch, which I think they will, that game is gonna be like in the charts for another 5 years. Because you know Grand Theft Auto, that game just needs to stop selling. GTA 5 needs to just stop selling. Not because I'm hating on it, because it's just insane. How can that game still be in a chart? It's like, whoa. That game came out when I was in my 20s. Real talk.
Fight.
But I'm not gonna lie, if it comes on the Switch, I will buy that instantly. But I don't know. Capcom, I do see Capcom turning it around, to be honest. To be honest, I do see Capcom turning it around. I hope they, like honestly, if I was them right now, I would make the DLC for Marvel vs. Capcom either free or cheap. I'd start making some free DLC for Marvel vs. Capcom. Like some stuff that I know the people who bought the season pass will be angry, so I'll still keep the characters they mentioned for free, like as like paid characters, but they can easily make some cheap characters using what they have now and just reallocating certain moves. Like basically they could make Ken and Akuma real easy because Ryu's in the game already. They could make they could just do, see here's the thing, that's the kind of stuff they used to do back in the day. Even though it was cheap tactics, it would still give you extra value for money, because I remember when Marvel vs. Capcom 2 came out, and they had a shop in the game, so when you completed the game and you did training mode and versus mode, whatever, you would actually get money, and you could go to the shop after you completed these modes. And I remember buying Ryu, like well, you started off with Ryu and you could buy Ken and Akuma, and you could even buy Dan. And that was just so dope because it just came like, oh my gosh, I gotta collect all these characters. And Akuma was mad expensive because he was worth it. And they even had S.H.I.N.O Akuma in there. And they had Guile and Charlie. You know what I'm saying? It's like, do that stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? Like they had War Machine and Iron Man. It's like, you started off with Iron Man and you had to buy War Machine. Like they could do that right now, you know? All they'd have to do is get a slightly different voice actor, change a couple animations, and like that's a new character right there, like right there. But they're not gonna do that. But it's funny though. It's like gamers choose to boycott certain games, but
You can't escape.
so I'm not gonna lie, I'm really happy that Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite got boycotted, but we let games like Call of Duty just slide? Like what? But then again, I guess it's like different audiences are playing those games, because I'm not gonna lie, people who play fighting games tend to be more critical thinkers and stuff like that, you know. You have to be, because you're playing like a game where you have to judge patterns. I mean, you can mash in certain fighting games, and I'm not gonna lie, Capcom are, even with that, with the skill gap, that's another thing. Like Marvel vs. Capcom, the skill gap, like this game, even though it's fun and it does have a ceiling for high level play, and we're already starting to see that in tournaments, but it's horrible. Like the scrubby stuff you can do, like it is just ridiculous. Like Nemesis, fighting against Nemesis is just awful. Like if I could use my stick right now, like with the game, and actually stream for you guys, I'd do that. But here's the thing, there'd be no one to play online. Like I couldn't believe it. It was like a ghost town yesterday. It was like the Wild West. I was like, what the hell is going on? I was like, isn't this a new game? Why isn't anyone playing this stuff? No, kid! Chop in the back of your neck! Take a chop in the back of your brains! Oh my gosh. No! Let's see if I can... Oh. How did he... Because I pressed re-kick there, man. That should have been a situation. That should have been... But good stuff, though. Good stuff. But yeah, with that, I'll end it, man. You know, because I've got a busy day and I don't want to go on for too long. So thank you for everyone that came out to the stream. I really appreciate that. Capcom, man, they're just a great company, but they have just gone down. And the sales of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite are just blatantly gonna... Just telling that gamers are kind of fed up. So I'm really happy that gamers are kind of taking a stand against them, which we need to keep doing. Even though Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is a fun game, I do reckon there is more that could have just been done. Oops. See, even that, I don't even know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Just dropped my controller. That's what's going on. But yeah. Capcom, great company, but they just got bad practices, man, and I don't know. Hopefully they'll be able to just get themselves together in time before they just go the way of many other companies. Before they become the next Sega, and even Sega are starting to get their act together, so yeah. Capcom sort it out. But yeah, how about your boy? That was nice having you guys here to talk to and stuff like that, and to play these games with. Make sure you share your opinions. If you're new to the stream and the channel, make sure you subscribe. MVP Magazine. Have a lovely day, people. I am out. Peace.